Ooh, you're mean. Why are you so mean? Buckle up because this video is going to be a long one. Alright? Some of you might not like what I have to show near the end too, so bear with me on this one. Now my question for you is, on the newly released documentation, where has Trump's name been mentioned? According to Business Insider, it wasn't. But apparently that's not stopping Biden's cronies from using them to bash Trump. See, they just can't admit that their guy is in severe cognitive decline. So it's time to point the fingers at somebody else. Unfortunately for them, though, sure doesn't look like that document mentions Trump. Sure isn't stopping them from trying, though. No, not one bit. They're trying. And they're trying hard. But even one of the investigative journalists who helped break the Epstein story says Trump's name was not mentioned in the newly released documentation. She says it right here on her own X account. One of the things I can say about Trump is he has said that he was willing to declassify the Epstein documents. You want to see? Here, I'll show you.
Would you declassify the 9/11 files?
Yeah.
Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah. I did a lot of it.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
He says he's going to do it if he gets reelected, so hopefully he does just what he says. Now, here comes to the part where I think some people are could potentially be upset with me, okay? Because I really do. I want to know what's really happening. I don't want anybody sugarcoating anything for me. If somebody that I think is on the up and up is doing something shifty or shady, I want to know about it, okay? So, here's something interesting about Bannon, Steve Bannon, that I don't think a lot of people know. Yeah, so in 2019, I guess Steve Bannon taped more than 15 hours of interviews with Jeffrey Epstein. There's even a trailer for this movie, yet nothing has come out about it since. Here, let me show you that trailer.
Next month marks 2 years since the death of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein inside a New York City jail.
We were underage. We were little girls. By the time I was 16, I brought him up to 75 girls.
He was glib. He lived essentially like he was Gatsby. He was an absolutely terrifying person to encounter.
You own an island.
Right. Thank you very much.
Two islands. The islands of Dr. Moreau.
Correct.
Jeffrey Epstein was a billionaire New York businessman whose vast wealth brought an arrogance that knew no limits. He acted as if he could have anything he craved.
Reporting the FBI is now looking into how it can interview Britain's Prince Andrew over his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein.
I made my living from old thinking, but the future is for the way women think.
The way women think.
That's correct.
Is that not a sop because of all the depravity you've done against young women? And your new sop is that their women's thinking is the future?
No, I've always believed that women would in fact be able to take over. I'm a firm believer and supporter of Time's Up.
Federal prosecutors said yesterday video of Epstein's jail cell when he made his first suicide attempt no longer exists.
And Jeffrey Edward Epstein.
Have you ever been convicted of a crime?
Yes.
Epstein got away with his crimes because nearly every element of society allowed him to get away with them.
This morning, we're learning new details of the exact cause of death of former registered sex offender and financier Jeffrey Epstein.
The greatest threat that people put in solitary confinement is they try to kill themselves. Imagine that. You're only in a room for 24 hours, you start to go crazy.
Interesting piece of information, is it not? So now I'm going to get into the more conspiratorial side of this, because I don't know who's heard of Isaac Kappy, but there's this little clip that was put together where he mentions Steve Bannon. We're going to watch that. For entertainment purposes, of course. Don't come after me, TikTok.
a big network of media assets. By the way, did you know that Steve Bannon going to that guy for money?
Interesting. Very, very interesting. I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see how it all plays out. Again, if I'm wrong, I have no issue admitting that I am. I'm just kind of sitting back and watching and chuckling to myself as I do, because that's pretty much all you can do at this point. That and keep living your life and vote.